If we could start out with you just telling us a little bit about the match, how you thought you played, and a little bit about a successful week number one.
Yeah, I think it was a great match from my side. Really happy. The conditions were a bit slower, quite cold, indoors with the roof closed. So it was tough to make some crazy winners or some crazy shots. And that's why I saw after the match in statistics that both of us, we didn't do a lot of winners. So I had to stay super consistent. I knew it from the beginning of the match because 2 years ago when I played him was a tight one. So I knew that from the beginning of the match I have to, keep my level high, and that's what I managed to do, and that's how I won. So really happy with my level today.
Great. Questions? Go ahead, Willie.
Willie Weinbaum from ESPN. Daniil, a few minutes ago, Vika Azarenka was in this room, and she said that she found it a bit bizarre that fans have to show proof of vaccination and players don't have a similar rule. What are your thoughts about this discrepancy?
Tough to answer on this question. I think everybody can has his own opinion. I don't have an answer to this question, honestly. I understand why they did it to the fans. So far, it has not been applied to the players. We as players, we can just follow the guidelines and the rules. That's all we can do. So if we're going to have the same rule, we will need to find out how we cooperate with it.
What discussions do you think the players should have about this going forward?
I think it's not for players to decide because that's why we have governing bodies in tennis. Sometimes we might not be happy with them, sometimes we might be happy, but it's still them who make the decisions. It's definitely not players. Otherwise, many things could be different in a good or a bad way. So we were just, hard workers who do their job on the tennis court.
Okay. Name and affiliation, please.
Hi, Daniil. This is Alfadra Hegde from Times of India. I noticed Francesca in your box today, your psychologist. Is it a new addition in terms of having her on site, or have you been doing it for a few tournaments now? And if it's a new addition, what?
Yeah, I have been working with her for like 3 years, so nothing new from this side.
Travel on site, I have noticed her before, and
She's together with my coach, so together. So that's why, and she was she followed us during many tournaments. But again, that's why she's here. Yeah.
Middle of the room, Bill.
Bill Simons, Inside Tennis. Congrats, and on a little bit of a lighter note, you expressed your interest in movies. I don't know whether that's classic Russian movies, Battleship Potemkin, or Western movies, but just talk about your interest in movies, your taste.
Yeah, I definitely like to watch movies. That's just, sometimes relaxing, sometimes interesting, sometimes, how call it in English, you can learn things from it. Actually, funny enough, my wife is reading Matthew McConaughey autobiography right now. And she's showing me some things from it which look super interesting, so maybe I'm going to read it one day. And I can watch any movie. I watched a lot of old ones, I watched a lot of classic ones, if we can say like this. I also like new movies coming out. I can literally watch almost any genre, do you say like this? So yeah, just like movies, yeah, that's it.
Are there 2 or 3 that come to mind as favorites?
I would say, I always say my favorite is Catch Me If You Can, just because I really like the relaxing part of it. Like I watched it maybe 5-6 times in my life, and I don't know, it makes me just feel good watching this movie. I mean, DiCaprio, Hanks, one of the best actors in the history. Which one else? Maybe something that I watched not that long ago. I didn't watch a lot of movies lately. No, let's keep it on this one.
And here in America, we love our cars and we love our road trips. You had a road trip, if I have it right, after Washington a few years back.
Yeah.
Just talk about what happened? Did it impact your career? What were the things that occurred?
Yeah, it's actually funny because we were passing New York, not of course inside New York, but we were on the highway and we saw Manhattan, you know, all these tall buildings on the side, and we were going to Montreal. I mean, yeah, it was a crazy story. There were no tickets. I guess I still was not sure if I play qualis there or main draw. So yeah, we decided in the morning, and actually it's more crazy story for my coach because he came the day before to Washington. So he was super jet lagged and he made it all the way. I don't know why, I could drive also, but he made it all the way, and then it was not easy for him. So yeah, crazy memories, crazy story. And yeah, I remember we had this talk on the way back, and which I don't want to say changed my life because I don't like these expressions. They're too big for me, I think. But of course, the small details can change the path of your career. And it's just fun memories. I'm sure he remembers it also.
Okay, we're going to transition to online.
Sorry.
Reporters will be on the monitor to your left. Simon, you are live online. Reporters, please give your name and affiliation as well. Thank you. You're live, Simon.
Hi, Daniil. Congratulations. I just wanted to ask you about the court speed. You mentioned it was cooler conditions today, but what's the surface like this year? Some players have been talking about how fast it is.
Yeah, first of all, it's tough to say when I played both of my matches on center court, and center court, especially in Grand Slam, because it's that huge, is different. It's normal. The surface, they're going to put it the same, just the conditions going to be different. So center court is always slower. Australia is pretty fast as a surface, especially I remember playing first Australian Opens. You play on the outside courts, almost feels 2 times faster than grass courts in Wimbledon. But then you play on Rod Laver Arena and you actually have a lot of rallies. It's tough to get the ball past your opponent and stuff like this. So I practiced on the practice courts and they're super fast. It's like many times you take the ball late. Center is a bit slower conditions, not the surface itself, but it's pretty fast. Yeah, the serve goes fast. It slides in the court. I like it. I like that, we have different hard courts on tour because some tournaments it's really slow. Some tournaments as here is quite fast, and I think it's good for everybody, I would say.
Thanks.
Thank you, Simon. Up next, Matt, you are live.
Hi, Daniil. Well done on the win today.
Thanks.
Just wanted to ask you about the initiative at the US Open today, which is Pride Day. Obviously, there have been a lot of openly gay players on the WTA tour over the years, but that's not been the case on the ATP tour. I'm just wondering, as someone who's been on the tour for a few years now, whether you have a sense of why that is, whether you think the tour would be a safe and receptive place for someone to come out, and what more needs to be done.
I honestly think from my side, of course, you never know what's true, but from my side, I think everybody would be super open if somebody would come out on the ATP tour. The other question is are there any guys on the ATP tour? Again, until somebody comes out, you cannot know unless you're his best friend and you know what he goes through. I think it's great from US Open, this initiative. I think ATP honestly is doing a good job also, especially internally, trying to provide info and to just make sure that if anybody wants to come out, he's going to feel safe and secure. And that's all I have to say. Again, in my opinion, it's going to be just what's the word? Like all the players would be happy for the guy if he does it. That's all I can say. Yeah.